Jackson Podcast.
What's poppin', man? You know, this week I had a lot going on. I didn't think that a podcast was coming out this week because I was traveling. I went to go see my mom, man. Salute to my mom. I love you to death. And it was kind of a slow week when it came to content. But as I was on that highway coming back home, I created a few topics of discussion. And I was thinking about the current climate of society and hip hop culture and black culture and how people are perceiving things in our culture. It's just like morals have been thrown out the window. People are doing things that people perceive to be wrong in the past like it's nothing. And I just wanted to come on the podcast tonight. You know, it's 3 a.m. Eastern time, and I'm up handling business, man. Just getting off that road, wanting to talk to the family, man. And I'm going to upload this immediately. I ain't going to make y'all wait on it or none of that. It's coming right out. Pause. But I wanted to have a discussion about this topic that Slim Thug brought up. Nas reacted to it on his Twitter. I'm going to play Nas' reaction first. We're going to get to that. That's going to be the first topic of discussion. The second topic of discussion we're going to talk about is the imagery and the video that came out about Charleston White. And, you know, what do you expect from Charleston White? I expect anything from him because he has been promoting dumb shit, foolishness for years now. And, you know, I don't want to say counsel him. I don't want to see him in prison. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to him lose his life or whatever, though. But I think what I want to use Charleston White as is a learning experience for the young brothers that comes up in the community that wants better, that don't want to have to chase clout to be financially stable, that don't want to have to sell out to be successful, that don't want to have to troll and speak bad on people who ain't alive name no more to get attention. That's what I want to do. That's how I want to, you know what I mean, present the topic. And then I also want to talk about Casanova 2 times because he was on $1 million worth of game, you know what I'm saying, tonight. And people have been having a perception of 50 Cent for a long time. And I salute 50 Cent, to be honest with you, because what he's doing now is who he has always been. Nothing has changed. Nothing has evolved. We got to talk about the lady from En Vogue living in her car for 3 years. We got to talk about that. Also, I'm going to bring up the conversation that Good Morning America brought out with Hove and Tony Busby. And we're going to end it off with the conversation that David Banner had on The Breakfast Club, because David Banner had a great conversation. I think that the young black men, the old black men need to hear this also, because he talks about things like the hustle. You know what I'm saying? The hustle is important right now because a lot of things that made a lot of people successful is gone now. Those opportunities don't even exist no more. And it's a lot of people that took advantage of those opportunities, but you can't even give game to the youth about certain things no more because those opportunities don't exist no more. And I want to highlight a brother, man, that's been my dog for over two decades, right? Halfway through the podcast, I'm going to play a song from one of my dogs, man, Los Dollars. He releasing some music. He been releasing books, documentaries and everything. And we're going to put his link in the description for y'all to be able to check out the music, for y'all to be able to check out his book and go purchase his book and just, you know, support the brother, man, because that's what I'm about on this channel. If you need help with graphics, if you want to have a consultation with me, if I can contribute to helping you evolve your content and your creativity and your art and your music, and if you want a graphic design from me, if you want to know how to distribute your music, distribute your book, and you rock with me heavy and you support what I got going on, you in that comment section talking about Trail, what's popping, nigga, let's get to it, let's get to some money together. You know, I'm down with you, man. I ain't even gonna charge you a fee. I just want to see my people win. I want to see my brothers win, and I stand on that, and I salute that, and that's who I am as a person at the end of the day, because I am morally competent. But on this podcast, we're going to talk about the morally incompetent. Now let's get into this tweet that Nas put up on his Twitter the other day, responding. I usually would play the response at the end, but I'm going to play the response at the beginning. Nas was responding to a conversation that Slim Thug had on Willie D's platform. Let's get straight to it, man. Let me read it to y'all. This is why stupid people can't be allowed to lead. This dumb MFer thinks that the Asian nail lady magically had money to start a business in a black neighborhood. She most likely got the money from the U.S. government under the minority label, like all foreigners do. You know, I normally don't hear Nas speaking like this. You know, and that's the blue check beside his name. That's the real Nas. He said, this is why you don't allow stupid people to lead. And the nail lady just magically had the money to start a business in a black neighborhood. She most likely got the money from the U.S. government under the minority label like all foreigners do. What's interesting about that is that we pay taxes to the government as FBAs, as black people, as African Americans, as ADOS, whatever you want to identify as. The people, the American descendants of slavery, the foundational black Americans. We pay taxes to that U.S. government for them to give immigrants and migrants opportunities that they never gave us. Now, I'm going to play this clip of this topic that Slim Thug brought up because it's very interesting to hear him speak like this, because since COVID, probably before COVID, but during COVID, that's when I became aware of all of these things that people been trying to obtain, people been trying to do. I became aware of the California Black Caucus and all types of things. And I just been aware. I don't talk about it that much on the podcast. But if you know me personally, and if the conversation comes up during a podcast or somebody interviews me and asks me, I will break down my thoughts and all of this about reparations. But Slim Thug had this to say.
I'm on another level of, like, you can't question my blackness as a black man ever, because I'm actually black owned out here. I'm one of the very few rap rappers who is not owned by a white man, by a Jewish man. I don't even know no other rappers who got on their whole catalog like Slim Thug. So to ever question my blackness when I have the integrity enough to not even let a white man own my music, and it's people buying masters and selling masters every day, like it's none. I'm none affected by that. You know what I'm saying? I stand on too much business when it comes to that.
Are you speaking to the comments where you made when you was talking about black people need to move on and stop blaming white folks?
Maybe. I don't. And now that's not what I was talking about. But that, even that, they took that clickbait out of that. You need to stop blaming white folks. Yeah, it ain't about, oh man, white people ain't never did nothing to you or nothing like that. It's the mindset. It's the mindset of waiting for somebody to give you something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they wrong. Yeah, they did all that. But why are you waiting on your enemy to give you something? Why are we asking for reparations in 2025 when people came from all over Earth to America and been successful? Even in your neighborhood, the nail lady, the corner store ain't owned by you. You know what I'm saying? But we waiting on somebody to hand us some 90% of the time. And that's why we sit back and in last place when they say which race got the most. Is because instead of taking advantage of right now and just saying, man, without whatever I ain't have, I'm finna make it happen right now. Without nobody giving me nothing, I don't want nothing from nobody. I only want to stand on my feet as a man and go conquer this earth and whatever and leave my legacy behind. You know.
To be clear, you don't want reparations.
I don't want no reparations from nobody.
Let me stop.
You know, Nas called him stupid. I'm not going to disrespect the brother, but salute to Nas, because that's, you know, that's my favorite wordsmith. Salute to Nas. I'm not going to disrespect him. But, you know, that I'm kind of passionate about this because, like, after you hear me say this, go rewind back that clip and listen to the amount of times he said I, my, and mine. The reason I'm telling you to do that, that's a key word, because he's speaking as an individual to a plethora of people. Now, why that's important is because you have to be careful when you talking to people who have the I and me and my mentality. After you listen to this episode and you hear me speak like this, next time you have a conversation with anybody, listen to how many times they say I, me, and my. If they doing that in your presence, that means that they're excluding you. They're excluding people. They're excluding, they talking specifically about themselves. What's wrong with that? He's talking about an entire race. An entire race. Now, he thinks that you have to have integrity to own your music solely, and you ain't sold out because you haven't sold your masters. You know, nigga, your music ain't even valuable enough. Everybody have $1. To be honest with you, it doesn't take integrity to own your masters. Your masters ain't worth shit, nigga. Couple of them songs might still be spinning, still tipping on 4/4s, but that ain't even your song. That's the one with, you know what I'm saying, Mike Jones and Paul Wall. That's them together. That's y'all as a collective. When you was your most successful, it's because you was a part of a collective. It wasn't no I, me, and my. Now, in all aspects, when we unify, that's when we're all most successful. To be honest with you, I know I'm doing this podcast by myself and I'm talking on this microphone by myself. But when we click up, we don't have no agenda. That's when we are most successful. Now, what Nas was talking about and what I'm going to play Willie D's response to that, what everybody else is, concerned about. And some of the things that he said, I kind of agree with. Because when he talked about waiting on the enemy to give you something, right? I don't consider white people enemies. I grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee. I love a few white people wholeheartedly. A lot of white people did me some justice, had my back, loved me and showed me love. Nothing but love. And some of my own people did the opposite, but I'm not saying the majority did. I'm saying my people did good, but some of my people did the opposite to me. Now, I've been talking a lot about reparations. I've been talking a lot about a lot of Black history topics on my channel, especially during February, and I'm still going to continue on. We've highlighted a lot of Black leaders and a lot of Black intellectuals and a lot of Black educated people. This is a hip hop platform, but I highlight my people and I highlight us. Now, also on my channel, because we're talking about right now the enemy giving you something. The U.S. government and the white supremacists obtained their power through violence and fear. If you new to this channel and it's your first time hearing me talk like this, the people that's been subscribed to this channel have heard it a plethora of times. They've obtained their power through violence and fear. So, expecting them to give you something is far-fetched. I don't expect reparations to happen, but it's deserved and I do want it. Now, the disrespectful part that Nas was responding to in this clip that I'm about to play of Willie D reacting to it is that other people come here and be successful. How do they do that? When they getting grants and loans and they figuring out about opportunities where they can own the bodega, they can own the supermarkets in the Black community, and we help them thrive and evolve and elevate. They come here and get those opportunities that we are paying for, working at these companies that we don't own through our tax dollars, and we pay for it. We pay for these wars and everything. So, you can't speak down on a group of people because they're not successful. And all you talking about in your conversation is I, my, and me.
Right. I want reparations, and here's why.
Okay.
It ain't even necessarily for me. It's for my ancestors, because that is a debt owed. They died. They worked. they were treated like the worst that you can even
Totally
imagine
agree.
that somebody could ever be treated. And it didn't end with slavery. It moved on into the Jim Crow era, and it's still going on right to this day. So reparations would absolutely give black people some get back and some seeds to plant. Like right now, a lot of us, we don't have seeds. A lot of these people, everybody else had seeds, including white people. When immigrants come here, they have seeds used and that are provided to them from our government by way of our tax dollars.
Facts.
They will take our shit and give it to them and allow them to come up, but at the same time try to subjugate us. So those reparations ain't just for me, it's for my ancestors. I got it. I could say I don't necessarily need it, but I do know a whole lot of black people that could use them damn reparations to get on their feet.
100% agree with everything you're saying.
And so we need those reparations because it's a debt owed. It's almost like what if
I totally
you
agree
gave
with
somebody some money? What if you gave?
But look, though.
Hold on. What if you gave somebody some money? Let's say it's a substantial amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
You gave somebody, let's say, $100,000.
Right.
You passed on. Your sons know this motherfucker borrowed 100 racks from my dad and ain't paid it back yet.
Right.
They not supposed to go get that money?
Salute to Willie D, man. Also, salute to Slim Thug. Salute to Nas also, man, because those conversations need to be have in our community because a lot of people don't think outside the box. They don't think deeper, or they might not know the history in our reality. And you might have to help a brother understand because you heard that Slim Thug start saying, right, let me speak. You're right, dog. It's just that it's kind of blasphemous when our government gives black people. I don't think black people should pay taxes, especially if you are a descendant of slavery, and if you can prove it. It's that I don't think we should pay taxes, man, because the decision that they're doing and making with the tax dollars, like funding the Ukraine war, giving them billions of dollars, they basically gave them reparations. The decisions that they're making by helping out migrants and immigrants create businesses with our tax dollars while we working for whatever we working for is blasphemous. And to be honest with you, slavery do still exist. And what I want to say about that and why I know it exists, it's a different form of it. And I think after we're dead and gone 50 years down the road, it will be studied. What was worse, physical or mental slavery? Help me out in the comment section, because to be honest with you, I think that a multitude of individuals, and it's just not black people in America, is mentally enslaved. They're not free. It's people that's locked up that think freer than a free man. And also, according to the 13th Amendment, people are slaves. If you commit a crime, you are subjective to being a slave again, working for 25 cents in the jailhouse or whatever. What's the definition of it? Okay, the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, ratified in 1865. This is a amendment that still exists today that was created in 1865. The world has totally changed and evolved. Abolished slavery and involuntary servitude, except, keyword, except as punishment for a crime. So if you commit a crime, you know the rest. Real talk. Now, what's interesting about that also, because we're about to switch the topic, what's interesting about that is that why do we think snitching is so powerful? Why do we think people are so willing to snitch? According to that 13th Amendment, you commit a crime, you can be a slave again. So if you can do something to get out of being a slave again, why would you care about your morals and go to jail when you can tell on somebody and completely remove yourself from slavery? Damn, dog.
Out the backseat of the car.
16-year-old Charleston White took the stand and testified against his friend, Antoine Doolittle, who sat just a few feet from him and listened intently.
He pulled it off, and the hammer back on the gun.
And then what happened?
He fired it.
Doolittle is accused of gunning down 34-year-old Michael Levy of Irving. Levy attempted to stop Doolittle, White, and 2 other teenagers accused of shoplifting 3 sports jackets and a baseball cap from an Arlington mall in September of 1991. Witnesses say Levy pounded on their windshield until the teens threw the jackets out the car window. Then Doolittle supposedly shot him in the back as Levy walked away. White repeated the conversation he says he had with Doolittle after the shooting.
He said, "Look, you shot him."
And what did he do?
Started laughing.
Levy had been married only 4 days when he was shot.
But I always had my dreams of my Prince Charming. I found him. And it's hard to believe, but I did.
White will be testifying against all 3 of his buddies in exchange for a maximum sentence of 12 years. A juvenile judge reduced the charge from capital murder to murder against Doolittle, so the teenager faces from 5 years to life in prison if he's found guilty.
I handed him the gun.
He testified on all 3 of the people. That content was released, you know what I mean, to the public or on YouTube or whatever, as of recently, like today or yesterday or whenever. I've been seeing people create a lot of content on it. I seen it was released, and I felt the need to converse about it because snitching is something that is going to always be conversed about. I'm going to always talk about it on this platform. I've been talking about it for 5 years. I'm completely removed from the street life and have been completely removed from the street life for a long time now. It's going on 2 decades. But what I want to say is that the streets are still active. The streets are worse than they ever been. But the morals and street rules and regulations, you know, it's a saying that Troy Ave termed, the streets is a myth. That term is actually wrong because the streets exist. It's not a myth. But the rules and the regulations of the streets is a myth because people are not abiding by those rules and regulations. And when they don't abide by them, people are not holding them accountable for not abiding by those rules and regulations in this era and this day and time right now. But what would you expect from Charleston White after you heard all the foolishness he spew on the internet? What would you expect? I don't even want to bash Charleston White and talk bad about his name. That's not what I do on this platform. You know, I look at everything as a awareness aspect, as an educational standpoint, because I want to help somebody that is the complete opposite of Charleston White. I want to help the brother out that is not trying to crash out for a bag, that's not trying to troll people for a bag, that's not trying to get on platforms and be ready to fight and shoot and cuss and do things and get out of character for a bag. These are the people who I speak to. I don't speak to Charleston White specifically. I don't speak to, you know what I'm saying, people that's against Charleston White or for Charleston White. I speak to the young nigga that's in the streets right now, listening to this episode. If you're looking at me on YouTube or you listening to it on the audio platforms right now, that don't trust them people, man. Remove yourself from this lifestyle or do whatever you possibly can to get you some and remove yourself, because nobody is going to hold it down when it's time to hold it down. And you see it all over the place. And you might not be built for it. You might not have been in a situation where you've been in that lawyer's office and he said you looking at 1,100 months, and you can't even calculate how many years that is, young nigga. Nobody has morals no more. The only way you continue to do what you do is if you the next Charleston White. If you're going to do what Charleston White do, and you're going to be morally incompetent, and you're going to tell, and you're going to do whatever you possibly can to remove yourself from that 13th Amendment because you committing crimes. Let's get into the response Charleston White had to say.
We saw the snitch video, so everybody saw it. It's been on the news before. Just because you saw it, you still broke. It don't change nothing. You still broke. I'm still rich. I'm still getting booked. It don't change nothing. Yeah, it don't change nothing. We seen the snitch video, so everybody's seen it before you seen it. It used to be on the news. I keep telling y'all, I made the news before. All what y'all doing, people I already seen. So what you seen it? You think they gonna stop booking me? You think they gonna stop interviewing me? You think people gonna stop? No, nigga. You still gonna be poor, and I'm still gonna be rich and famous. It don't change nothing. We seen the snitch video. So, yeah, nigga, I got a comedy show tomorrow night. We're gonna laugh about it on stage. Yeah, that's part of the comedy show. He must be new over here. He must be new over here. Well, yeah, we seen the snitch video. So, my response to everything. So,
you know, when I look at that video, and I think about the things that man has said in previous interviews and him disrespecting people that's not here anymore, I think about like how many people out there that is seeing this and agrees with this type of energy, and he's influencing. The more people that's gonna crash out, more people that don't care about a life, and or is just promoting demonic behavior, because that's what I see. You know, I had to remove myself from that lifestyle, and I've been living great ever since. Because I lived that street life, and I just don't. I don't want to participate in that no more, and I don't think nobody should, because I don't like people dying and going to jail and participating in gang behavior and all of that. You know, we want to evolve the black community, help each other move forward and things like that, but in the community that I grew up in, I can't even go back and help people no more because I know their intentions ain't pure. If I was up 100 million, I wouldn't go back and give turkeys out. I wouldn't go back and do nothing. I might ride by, you know, but at the end of the day, I know people's intentions ain't pure, and they would do anything to see me fall. And at the end of the day, you might see me in another community giving back, helping out, because those people are standing on integrity and morals and principles. I'm going to play this brother record that just got out of prison, man. My dog, man. Real talk, this is my dog. And I wasn't even expecting this. He sent this to me today. His name is Los Dollars, man. You know, in my neighborhood, I call him Wiz, man. I nicknamed him Wiz in the hood, and he just a thorough brother, man. And I'm going to put a link in the description for y'all to be able to check out more of his music, though. But let's get right to it, though, man. Let's get to it.
Kingpin Radio, because everything we do. It's for anybody and everybody who done been down that road, or got somebody down that road. You just can't wait till they come home and get to it. I done been down that road, couldn't wait till I come home, and I got all my goals and neck and wrist froze. I got homies down the road, can't wait till they come home, and we get on our goals and neck and wrist Kingpin Radio.
Salute to my dog, man. That's a fire track, Wiz, man. That's a fire track, man. Salute to my dog, man. Link will be in the description. You know what's crazy about that? Being down that road, it's ironic how he sent me that record today, and one of the topics of the conversation is going to be about a hip-hop artist that's in prison. It's crazy that things work out like this. And we're talking about morally incompetent. And I want to salute to that brother, man. Los Dollars, Wiz, you know. Salute to you, big bro. Track fire. And more than that, he's a stand-up individual. You know, I talked about Charleston White and people not having morals and telling and all of that. The brother who record I just played is a stand-up individual. Now, moving along in the conversation, I was listening to $1 Million Worth Game. I love Wallow and Gilly the Kid's platform. I love to see how them brothers evolved as men. And they had Casanova 2 times on the podcast. And Casanova 2 times has been in the news quite a bit lately. His girl done linked up with some brother in D.C. and she's moved along with her life. And what I want to say to brothers that's going to jail or you about to get sentenced or you already sentenced, man, you know, you wasn't loyal to yourself. That's why you got yourself in that situation. So you got to hold yourself accountable for your actions first. Accountability is the first step in moving forward. Being accountable for whatever you done. So the reason I'm saying that is that you can't hold no woman hostage and expect her to stay down when you didn't even stay down with yourself. Because if you stayed down with yourself, you wouldn't have got yourself in a situation where you would have to go to prison. And I know that may sound harsh, but it's a reality that I had to deal with, that I had to come to grips with. I had to hold myself accountable and move on and move forward with my life. So with that being said, you know, Casanova said this on $1 Million Worth of Game, and we get ready to chop it up about this thought process, what he had to say about 50 Cent.
50 said, listen, and 50, we got some motherfucking smoke. I'm going to fight 50 ass, you hear me? Nigga motherfucker put me on the song and then say, I am not gang. I do not gang bang, right? I never knew what the fucking nigga was talking about. That's why the nigga said that. He knew motherfucking Rico was coming. That nigga got the word. That nigga knew, man, and it's good that you announced that, because the only way not to be in a conspiracy or RICO is to publicly de-announce yourself. Y'all hear that? Publicly say, I am not in a gang. G-Unit is not going to be considered a gang. Anybody around him, he's not going to be a part of it. We don't know that. But the law says in order to not be a part of something, you have to publicly announce that you're not a part of it.
I listened to that song before I got on this podcast. But bigger than the song, I want to talk about something else. But according to that song, you know, that was an Uncle Murder song. Get the Strap. It had Casanova, 50, and Tekashi 6ix9ine on it. And you know, around that time, Tekashi 6ix9ine and Casanova was beefing. I think that was after the beef and they had reconciled what they had going on. And what's crazy about New York and them representing Bloods and Crips and Gorilla, Blackstones and G's and all of this old type of stuff, it's just, it seems like New York is a financial mecca. Gangs don't fit there. To me, it just don't seem right. And listening to Casanova speak, he said he had to, he owed 50 his hands. He want to squabble with 50 Cent whenever he gets the chance to, when he gets out, because, you know, 50 denounced gang activity, even though I thought G Unit was guerrilla unit. And, you know, I ain't trying to make a connection for the boys because that's not my job. But, but he denounced it in public. And that's the only way you cannot get caught up in a connection. Now, the reason that's important is because a lot of young brothers want to be a part of something. People want to be a part of secret societies. People want to be a part of rap cliques, gangs. People want to be a part of FBA. They think that it's an organization when it's really just a lineage. It's not a collective of individuals that is organized to do anything, to be honest, but stay on code with what the best interest of the people. People want to always be a part of something. But I'm the type of person to tell you that you're great alone. You're great by yourself. You can become great alone and you can contribute to helping other people when you become successful at what you got going on and what you're doing. Now, what's crazy about 50 Cent being on them songs and him saying, I'm not gang, I don't gang bang, is the awareness. When you are in the presence of seasoned street people, you have to listen closely because they may give you gems and you may miss them. And you may think about it later and hear it later and be like, damn. Like how Casanova doing. He's locked up and he got the time and he thought about it. And he couldn't wait to get that message out to the public. But another reason why I'm saying that is because, nowadays when you participate in criminal activities and you want to be a part of something, you want to be connected to a collective of something, they're going to either get you with a conspiracy or RICO. They're going to tie you to the people that you're connected with. What I want to tell people is that if you are participating in that, it's in your best interest to be completely alone and do it completely alone, because don't do it at all. Basically, that's what I want to say. Don't do it at all, because if you ain't seasoned and you ain't been through nothing and you want to be down with a collective or something, man, it's not in your best interest. It's best for you to go get a job and build up that 401k and those stocks and those Social Security so you can retire, man, because the streets is not a myth. I'm not quoting Troy Ave, but the streets, morals and rules and regulations is a myth because people don't abide by them. But let me react and read to y'all what 50 Cent had to say in response to that on his Instagram. You know what I'm saying? 50 said, I said I can't go to jail with these niggas right now. I'm on a roll. Laugh out loud. $1 million worth of game. And he added Casanova 2 times, Branson Kanye, and 50 Cent to Tashion. I can't go to jail with these niggas right now. I'm on a roll. What's crazy about 50 is that he is always in some chaotic situations. But it's a reason for it. Because he always helped people. He always put people in position. But once you break that loyalty, like how Big Meech did when he did the BMF thing, he goes in crazy on people because you are not worth more than me if you're going to hinder me from being great. If you show me that other side of you, it's over, dog. It's all the way up forever. And then you know what that shows? The government, and it shows police, and he may be loyal to a certain extent, but he is not going to ever be connected with people where you can connect him to something. That is powerful. That is powerful because everybody want to be a part of something. And that's what I got to say in closing to that topic of discussion. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning into my show, man. Real talk. Hit that like button off top. Hit that like button, man, because, my show, it's about giving game and about, uplifting the youth and just touching these topics that's been trending throughout the week and helping people get an understanding for, trending topics and street culture and politics and hip hop and all of that type of stuff, though. But, this brother was trending this week. I'm going to go ahead and play the clip before I even talk about who the person is. And this week he was trending for talking about masculinity, and masculinity is not as valued as it used to be in the United States. And people are basically not highlighting the masculine man. They are only highlighting feminine men. And they are only embracing feminine male behavior. When you watch movies nowadays, you see more men kissing than you see men kissing women. It's just being promoted nowadays. And he talked about that, and that's what everybody else is talking about on their platform. But I want to play this clip because this is what caught my attention when he went on this platform.
And I've seen people go from nothing to the biggest stars in the world. I've seen people go from one role to winning Academy Awards and doing all this shit. And what I realized yesterday thinking about it, we're lying to our kids, dog. And I think that's a big problem in our community. We tell our kids that and this is fresh on my heart, like I literally just came to this conclusion last night. We tell our kids if they do right and they make the good grades and they go to the programs and they will become successful. If you work hard enough, your work will be paid off. And that's not true. Success is given. It's not earned. Because you can be the most brilliant. If one person don't tap you, each one of y'all. There were people who could hit harder, who could catch better, who could run faster. But somebody said, you're the one. And the other 50 behind you fell off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And because of that, I don't know what that emotion or that feeling is the scary thing. Because I went to all the programs. I've done Broadway. I've done off-Broadway. I've been in the business 24 years. I've been in 2 Academy Award films. I've done independent films. I've done major motion pictures. Now I'm Captain America. So now what? Now what?
Before I speak, I want to know, to the people that watch my platform or whatever, I want to know y'all thoughts. And if you're new here, I want to know y'all thoughts about that in the comment section. Now, my take about that is that I never heard that spoke like that. And I started thinking over my life. When I got the job, every job, somebody vouched for me. When I got the plug, somebody vouched for me. You know, majority of the times when I became successful at something before they could see my work ethic, somebody vouched for me and said, I know what he capable of. I know what he do. I know he gonna be on time. I know what he stand on. And my word, because you value my word, believe in this brother and give him an opportunity. And he gonna do what he said he gonna do. Now, he said we've been telling our kids wrong. I don't have children. But you know, you can work hard as you want to and just be running in place. You know, you can work hard as you want to and never evolve at that job. I seen a brother work the job for 25 years. A black man came in and seen how he worked, how consistent he was, how he got to work, and he elevated him like that. It took that one person coming in there and him having that relationship and him speaking and being nice to one person. And he said, and it was over. The reason that's important is because, you know, you can't be in your thoughts and your feelings emotionally drained, talking bad about people, your shoulders hunched over, speaking bad or whatever, because somebody's always watching. Complaining, bitching. Somebody's always watching. Now, I'm speaking about this, and I'm not speaking to nobody specific about this, but I don't have kids or whatever, but through my 45 years, through my trials and tribulations, I've seen everybody get things through other people vouching and speaking on them because how they know them as a person. And I agree with Anthony Mackie on that. Real talk. I agree with him on that. Now, we're going to get into this conversation about the lady from En Vogue that's living in her car. Dawn Robertson. She was a part of En Vogue for one album. She was a part of Lucy Pearl with Raphael Sadiq from Tony Tone for one album. This has went super viral because she was a celebrity, a great artist, and she's homeless now. Now, everybody have the perception of celebrities and rappers and athletes as if they're rich and everything. And you can have a lot of money. It's you know, it's millionaires living check to check. Do y'all understand how that's possible? Because I know one. I know a couple, actually. I know people that's making $250,000 living check to check a year. You can be making $50 million a year and live check to check. Some people may be listening to this and don't know how that's possible, but it's possible. Because you don't know how to manage finances. You got an agent, you got these people into your pockets, and you don't even know nothing about money at all. And you live in check to check because you just think that it's so plentiful that it's just continuously coming in. Now, this was important to me, not because it's viral, not because it's a celebrity. My mother, she loves En Vogue. And I wanted to talk about this too because I asked her, has she heard about, Dawn Robertson from En Vogue? And she said, no, I haven't heard nothing about her, baby. And I just want to play the clip of what she had to say about her that have been living in her car for the last 3 years.
You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. I've been living in my car. Oh my gosh. If you remember, if you guys were with me, in 2020, I did like 105,000 interviews. And in the interim, I was living with my parents in Vegas. And that was wonderful until it wasn't. I love my mom, but she became very angry. And a lot of her anger she was taking out on me, and I was her target all the time. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, I respect her too much. I didn't understand it. I still don't. And it hurt me. So I was just trying to figure it out, but I couldn't. You can't read someone else's mind. You can't figure them out. They got to figure themselves out. So I was like, let me get out of here. And I was sleeping in my car for maybe about a month in Vegas. And then the guy that was co-managing me at the time was living in LA. And he said, you need to come back to LA because it's getting ready to be fire in Vegas. You need to come back. I love LA. So I said, okay. And he said that I could stay with him. And so I was like, okay. But you have a dog, I have a dog. And he's like, I don't have a lot of room, but I'll make room for you. And then when I got to his place, he actually didn't have room for me. So it turned into okay, well, I'm going to put you in a hotel for the night. And that one night turned into 8 months. Oh my God, you guys. I was like, no, this is unacceptable, because every apartment that I looked at, every single time I looked at a place, I would call him and I'm like, okay, can you meet me here? I would tell him ahead of time, of course. And then he wouldn't meet me there. And so I would take video and send it to him. And he's like, no, oh my God, this neighborhood, I hate it. I'm like, dude, I'm the one who has to live here. This is my remote for my phone. You can push play and pause and all that stuff. So that's why I'm holding this. Anyway, and it's way cheaper than the hotel. I told my assistant one day, I have been researching car life. There's a whole community of people that live in their cars, and a whole community of people that live in their RVs, and a whole community of people that live in vans. Van life, car life, RV life. And I loved what I was seeing. I just thought, wow, these people, I can do that. I could do this, I think. And I ended up in my car, and it's been, like I said, 3 years. Yeah, I mean, I felt like he was playing games, and I knew he was playing games, and I wasn't the one. I'm like, come on, I'm trying to make this easier on you, because financially, I know it's got to be hard. You're paying your rent and you're paying my hotel. Like, no, his apartment was $1,700 a month. And then my hotel was over $3,000. Yeah, way too much. And no, I'm not doing this. I can't. So, and I was always stressed every week, because he would pay weekly for the hotel. So every week I was like, oh my God, can you afford it? Are you okay? And he's like, no, I can't, but I'm getting it together. What? You're the one who said to go to the hotel, and you're not approving any of the apartments. Like, it would be so much cheaper to just get me into an apartment. Like, what's the problem? Sometimes I think, you guys, people want to trap you and keep you in a situation where you're vulnerable and depending on them. And I wasn't the one.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
You know, listening to that conversation, I want to sympathize with that lady. I really do. But if y'all feel as if I'm wrong, I want y'all to listen to it again, because I feel like she is the problem. You know, there's a power on being dependent on others. She said she was living with her mom, and her mom was treating her wrong. She said her co-manager, she was living with him for a time, and then he started paying her rent, and it was $3,000 a month. I couldn't even let nobody do that without contributing to the situation. Is she the problem, or am I wrong? Because expecting people to take care of you is weird. Like, it seems like she still has a sense that she is a celebrity. She's a person of value. People have to take care of me, and she should feel like she's valuable, but she ain't made no records in a long time, and that money wasn't there to last forever. Money don't last forever. Before I started this topic of conversation, I told you I know millionaires living check to check. Real talk. People making $250,000 a year living check to check. So when I heard her talk about our researched car life, van life, to me, it sounded like that is something that she chose. She spoke the affirmations. She researched it, and it became a reality. You can have those same realities if you go research the mansion, the house, view yourself living in it, speak those affirmations, and you will be in it, because it will become a reality. Because you researching it, you giving energy to it. God knows what you want, so he gonna give it to you. You feel me? Now, I'm gonna say something. At one point in time, I used to think like that when times was hard. Because I'm a hustler, man. I felt like I could come up like that. I was gonna, buy me a van, a nice one, put me a flat screen in there, get me a membership at the gym, take the showers at the gym, chill in my van, go to sleep, and remove myself from the matrix and not pay attention to nobody. And I started seeing myself gradually falling financially, and it becoming closer to a reality that that's going to happen. And I switched my mind. And what I switched my mind to was positivity, better things. Even though it didn't look that way, I kept my mind on the positive. I kept my mind on the money coming. I kept my mind on better things happening. And those things happen. Now, I want to say something to Don Robinson. If she's listening to this, or anybody listening to this that's dealing with something right now, I wish you the best. I hope you succeed. I hope I can contribute to helping you succeed. But if you're dealing with situations that you're causing on yourself, even if somebody can help you, even if somebody wants to help you, they can't help you until you help yourself. Real spill. Now, before I get into this Jay-Z conversation, I want to play one of my records, man. You know, off my latest project, 5 p.m. in Turks and Caicos, man. It's one of my favorite songs off of that joint, too, man. Let's get right to it.
I can't let the time pass me by. I just want to be with you. I can't let the time pass me by. I just want to live my truth. I can't let the time live my truth, nigga. What it do? Came up at the bricks, now copping by the deuce. Homes and cars, I'm internally scarred. I externally barred, I've been going so hard. $1 million is minimum, the killers I'm sending them. I prevailed from hell, didn't need no Ritalin. My rivals apologize, they know I'm the middleman. The head honcho, get to it pronto.
Thank y'all for tuning into the podcast, man. But let's get into the conversation that happened on Good Morning America. They was talking about Jay-Z, the accuser that was suing him, Tony Busby. Some new audio was released. And before I get into the audio and play the audio, I want to say something, man. Something is going to have to be done with people accusing individuals and trying to defame and ruin people's character based upon trying to get a bag. A law is going to have to be changed about that. Now, we talked about the 13th Amendment. We talked about a couple of laws and morals and all of that. And I think that this is moral incompetence when you do things like that woman did to Jay-Z. And she spoke on him in a false light. You know, a lot of people, when this story first came out, they was excited. They said, Jay-Z get ready to be like Diddy. He get ready to go down. He going down. And you know, I ain't taking up for Jay-Z or whatever. And I ain't taking up for Diddy because I have thoughts about that also. And you people are like easily influenced and swayed by information and propaganda, and y'all are programmed to believe anything when y'all see a little bit of evidence. Because I could say something about that Diddy case and trial that, you know what I mean, a lot of people will probably try to counsel me for or disagree with me about, because I really don't think that he's guilty of all the things that they're accusing him of. But let's play the audio that Good Morning America put out this week of the woman accusing Jay-Z of what he did or whatever she said he did. So some private investigators pulled up on her and they was questioning her, and listen what she had to say, man.
But Jay-Z, you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there. He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly, yeah.
Listen to it again. She said the private investigator asked her, did he have anything to do with it? Listen what she said.
But Jay-Z, you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there. He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly, yeah.
She said, yeah. So, you know, what's crazy about that? They cut that off. It was strictly, who else was they mentioning? It was strictly who else? Because they put Jay-Z in the clear, but somebody is strictly who? And they cut it off briefly. Because I guess they didn't want to incriminate somebody else. But who is that somebody else? Because somebody else was in that situation that was Diddy. And could, I don't want to assume. I'm gonna get past the assuming. But you know, I just want to keep it on Jay-Z, Tony Busby, and the accuser. You know, Jay-Z put a lawsuit out on this individual who probably don't got a dime. But he got the money to do it. He put a lawsuit out on her because she falsely accused him of something that he didn't do. Now, I want to know, would y'all do that, or would y'all just let it just blow by? Or would y'all stand on business to clear y'all name in full? Because him putting a lawsuit on her, that is showing that he is clearing his name in full. He's spending millions to sue somebody to make sure that his name is still valid in these companies like that he's a part of, the NFL, the Duce, the, you know, all the business that he's a part of. He's suing this person. He's suing Tony Busby. And, you know, after those private investigators spoke with that lady, Tony Busby had a conversation with that same lady, and listen to what she had to say about the conversation that she had with the private investigators.
They say that they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you. Is that true?
No. I don't. I've never said that.
Okay. They also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Busby, told you to like came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money.
No.
You know what's crazy? I don't even, like, that person never made themselves known to the public. But what she did just now was incriminate herself, because she put Jay-Z in the clear. Then she lied about talking to the private investigators and put Tony Busby in the clear, saying that he got audio of her saying that she didn't say that. She didn't speak with the private investigators, and she didn't incriminate Tony Busby. So with her doing that and saying that, what's going to happen to her? To be honest with you, I think something need to happen to these people. Not bad or whatever, not no violence or nothing. It's just that you shouldn't be able to speak on people like that and, incriminate folks and knock them down and speak bad on their name and publicly abuse people. I think that's foul. I think they should make that a crime also. But do I think that will happen? I doubt it. But, you know, salute the whole man for clearing his name, for standing on business, putting his money where his mouth at. Pause. Thank y'all for tuning into the whole show, man. I didn't even think I was going to be able to do an hour conversation today because I've been having a busy week, man, and this is a lot of topics at hand. But morally incompetent, man, I hope y'all learned something from this show. I hope y'all was thoroughly entertained. But the last topic of conversation is something David Banner had to say on the Breakfast Club. I got 2 clips, but I'm going to just play one because the hustle is what's important. This conversation about him and the game changing in all aspects and the powers that be, the government and people, removing certain hustles from entities and from people and opportunities away from just artists, just people in general. So let's get to it.
All right, here we go. They have taken away American society, and we have allowed them to do this, have taken away any hustle that we can do in becoming a millionaire or a billionaire in a lifetime.
Me and Duval talk about that all the time, especially when you're black.
Music, right? They tried to take away movies, but they were still making a lot of money off of that, so they didn't. Because think about this: as much as they went to war about movies, they had just done the same thing to music. They had just taken all of the money. They took the foundation. They put AI on top of it. And they were trying to do the same thing to movies. And white folks like, nah, we still making a lot of money. Y'all can't do that to us yet. Dope. And I'm not saying to sell dope, but anything that we could do to make money and catch up with them, they have taken it away from us, and we run right behind them and let them do it every time. Family Business New Orleans is on BET Plus. It's very important for you to watch. My name is David Vanner.
I forgot what we was talking at that one time, but you say this constantly, and I'm paraphrasing. Yeah. If you want me to be me, you got to support me.
Charlamagne, you hit me with that one, because I actually feel that with my own team. It's like I'm a force to be dealt with, bro. I have that same energy of a Muhammad Ali. Like, I want to be free. I don't want to start stuff with people, but I want to be able to speak freely. And the only way that I can speak freely is either I got a lot of bread or the people are really, really behind me. The real truth, and we want to admit this, bro, folks will walk away from me. Bro, when I was sick and you knew about it, bro, didn't nobody come see me. I was up in the North Georgia mountains by myself. And people left me up there, and I think God allowed me to be in that valley to really see that not even what you perceive as being positive is before God. The movement ain't before God. Helping black people ain't before God. So let me sit you out here and show you what this feel like alone. And the crazy thing, y'all, they still didn't find out what was wrong with me. Like, I got hold of my blood pressure, my cholesterol, all of those things, sleep apnea, all of those things, and they still don't know. So God was like, okay, put something before me again. So I'm putting nothing before me. And now, and I say this especially to you all, love, please listen to me. I'm very serious about this.
I'm listening.
What I found out in my valley is people treat you exactly how you treat yourself.
That's right.
I felt as if that was powerful, and I wanted to play that clip for y'all because even though folks tried to find a way, American society, the government, the creators, the financial people, the tech world, try to find a way to hinder people and monetize everything creatively so they can make billions and nobody else can make money. And what he said about God and him being in the North Georgia mountains is powerful. You can't put nothing before God because you can't put your people before God. You can't put yourself before God. It's because you can be humbled in an instant, man. And all of that hustling stuff and that financial stuff can be thrown right out the window. It was a powerful speech, and I just want to salute David Banner on that topic of conversation before we get up off of this podcast. And I want to say, man, I hope y'all have a blessed day. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Thank y'all for tuning into my podcast in totality if you made it this far. And I love y'all, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money. And I'm gone. Chip!
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.